Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, why did I just say that? Or maybe I knew that something wasn't right, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Or perhaps you've had the opposite experience. You prepared perfectly. You had your facts, you asked the right questions, and somehow the conversation still went completely off track. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Because here's something that might surprise you. Most difficult conversations don't fail because people lack communication skills. They fail because of the decisions people make while they are communicating. And those are actually two different things. So I am Ann Gijzer, and for more than 20 years I've worked in environments where conversations can change lives completely. I've worked in corrections, I've worked in intelligence, in forensic investigations, in compliance and in executive consulting. In those environments, a poor decision during a conversation isn't just awkward, and we can all experience this. It can mean losing critical information. It can even damage trust, or making the wrong assessment, and missing something that really mattered. So over the years, I've noticed something interesting. Everyone talks about communication techniques. Ask open questions, maintain eye contact, practice active listening, and even build rapport. And those things certainly have their place. But I also noticed something else. Exactly the same technique can be brilliant in one situation and completely wrong in another. So I actually stopped asking, what is the best communication technique? Instead, I started asking, what is the best decision in this specific moment? And that question changes everything for me. So think about it. Imagine someone suddenly becomes quiet. Most people immediately interpret that silence. Maybe they're hiding something, maybe they're disengaged, they don't want to cooperate. But you know what? Silence isn't information, it's behavior. The real decision is, what do I do with that behavior? You might ask yourself, for instance, do I push or do I wait? Do I actually change my approach? Do I ask another question? Do I acknowledge what I'm seeing? So the quality of the conversation depends far less on the silence itself than on the decision you make next. And that's where true leadership comes from. For instance, as a coach, as an investigator, like in my case, or maybe even a manager, or as a healthcare professional. Or simply having a difficult conversation at home. So here is maybe another example. Someone might interrupt you. Again, repeatedly. And many people immediately react. They interrupt back, for instance, and they become more dominant. Or they mentally label the other person as disrespectful. But what if the interruption isn't dominance? What if it could be anxiety, for instance, or maybe even excitement? Or what if the person is afraid? They forget what they wanted to say, and it's all the same behavior, but with completely different explanation. And completely different decisions as well. So this is exactly where many conversations quietly go wrong. Not because people are actually bad communicators, but because they become overconfident in their first interpretation. And our brains are incredibly efficient. We constantly fill in missing information. We might even create stories. We might make assumptions, and usually without even realizing it. So the problem isn't that we actually do this. The problem might be that we often mistake our own assumptions for facts. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned throughout my career is this. Behavior rarely gives you answers. Behavior gives you more of a scenario, a hypothesis, and that's a huge difference. If someone avoids eye contact, for instance, that's not per definition deception. It's only data. And if someone suddenly becomes defensive, that's actually not proof. It's information as well. If someone crosses their arms, that isn't your conclusion, it's simply another observation. And your next decision determines whether you discover what is actually happening. Or you might even simply confirm what you already believed. So this is also why I don't believe there's a universal good or bad communication technique. So there are only decisions that fit the context and decisions that don't. So the right question at the wrong moment actually becomes the wrong question. And silence can also create trust or even destroy it. Being direct, for instance, can strengthen a relationship or damage it as well. So this also depends on context, and context is everything. And that is exactly why I have developed the GIN framework. And GIN is actually Dutch. It stands for Behavioral Analysis, Interaction Skills and Nonverbal Intelligence. But the goal isn't to teach people tricks. It is to help making other people better in their decisions while they are having conversations and while the conversations are unfolding. Because in that way you can notice more and you can assume less. You adapt earlier and stay curious for a longer period of time. Because curiosity is often far more valuable than certainty. So here is something I would like you to try today. So the next time you are in a difficult conversation, don't ask yourself what is the right thing to say. Instead, you can also ask, what is the best decision I can make right now, right here in this specific context? You might be surprised about how much that changes your conversation. And I also would love to hear from you, what's one conversation you've had where looking back, one different decision might have completely changed the outcome? And maybe it's an idea to have a discussion about it, so leave your ideas and experiences in the comments. I will read every one of them. So if you are curious about how you naturally make decisions during high-stake conversations, I've created something that goes completely deeper. It's called the GIN High Stakes Conversation Assessment, and it's completely free. And to make sure, it's not a personality test and it's also not a knowledge test. But it might be an assessment to test your grit, because you will work through 56 realistic scenarios and choose what you would likely do first. Many people discover that the gap between what they think and actually do and what they actually choose is surprisingly revealing. So I would actually say grab a coffee, and if you like to try it, you can find the link in the description below. And if you found this video valuable, consider subscribing as well. Because in the next video we are going to challenge one of the biggest myths in communication. Mainly why active listening sometimes makes conversations worse. So if you are interested, I will see you in the next one. Bye!